helps in brand building, then helps in launching the new products as well as attracts the new consumers. This copy, advertisement copy, makes the sum of businesses of advertisement. Then it eliminates arguments and misunderstandings between the advertiser and the printer in the areas of marginal notation. Specific value for the products, it has effect on the prices depending upon the demand and supply. Hi and a warm welcome to you all dear students. I, George Ilme, Commerce Faculty, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Dear students, in the last session I was taking up the revision class for your Principles of Marketing, and I had given the revision related to Unit 1, that is Introduction to Marketing, Unit 2 Product and Service Marketing, Unit 3. In today's session, that is in today's revision class or revision session, we shall take up the remaining 3 chapters, that is 4, 5 and 6. That is 4th chapter or unit related to advertising, publicity and event management. Then 5th chapter is related to retail marketing, and the 6th chapter is related to marketing research. So advertisement or advertising, publicity and event management. Let us understand the definition part. Advertising is a type of marketing communication. It is a type of marketing communication in which a product or a service or idea is advertised. In which the product, service or idea is being advertised or sells. Or it sells via publicly funded and non-personal advertising. So it is funded by a sponsorer, a person marketer. So advertising refers to the marketing strategy in which is a known sponsorer pays for a space and a slot to advertise his product. So it reaches, this advertisement reaches maximum number of people. It is addressed to mass, so millions of people at once, and draws the target audience interest that causes them to buy the product. Now coming to the meaning. The meaning part, it says the medium of communication is that it aims to raise awareness, educate and influence the people. And the main purpose of advertising is what? In order to attract the new clients, also by maintaining the existing customers, by specifying the target audience and also targeting them with the convincing them and yet successful with a successful message. And in this way you can see a simple promotion strategy can be that is, a simple strategy can be dramatically affect the consumers purchasing power or behavior. Now characteristics of advertising, it says wide applicability. It has a wide applicability because it is addressed to mass. It is pervasive nature, everywhere you can see it. Lot of investment is required. Then it is a one-way communication, right? Then personal and non-personal. So it is both personal as well as non-personal. Then difference in the objectives, it is promotional tools and media of use of media. Now coming to the types of advertising. Conventional advertising, we have cold calling, television advertising, print advertising, radio advertising and billboards advertising. Now coming to digital advertising, these are the following types of digital advertising, such as mobile advertising, pop-ups, then email advertising, search and display advertising, then social media advertising. Objectives of advertisement. The 3 important objectives says it is required in order to inform about the product to the consumers, that is persuade or influence, that is to promote or to buy the product, then to remind the consumers about the product. Then advertising objective subsets. Along with the main objectives, we have the subsets. First is engagement. Secondly, we have it is helpful for increasing the sales. Then it is required for changing customer attitudes, then creating demand for the product, then brand building, then also expanding the customers base or expanding the market or the base. Now what are the importance of advertising? There are 2 importance related to customers and the business. Let us see what are the importance to customers. First is awareness. They need to create awareness about the product to the consumers. Then it is very means of convenience for the customers in order to know about the product and also regarding to give a better quality and to get a better quality goods. Now for businessmen, it says, or businesses, it creates a demand for the product. Then product differentiation can be done, that is easily identified from the rival competitor products. Then awareness can be done through your product. Then it increases the goodwill or reputation of the image of the the company. Then the brand image can be created and it creates a value for the money for the product. The advantages of advertising, it reduces the per unit cost, increase the existing customers' confidence in the product, then it educates the consumers, helps in brand building, then helps in launching the new products as well as attracts the new consumers. Disadvantages, it increases the cost of the product because a lot of investment is required for advertisement. Only for big businesses it is more helpful, and confuses, sometimes the advertisement will be confusing for the buyers. Then it encourages the sale of inferior products also. Now coming to the copy of advertisement, advertisement copy is nothing but it's an integral aspect of advertisement campaigning. Without it, no advertisement is acknowledged, because it says, besides, without a creative work or a pervasive copy, you cannot have very good advertisement campaigning, and it will become a negative aspect, or it will be futile. This copy, advertisement copy, makes the sum of businesses of advertising. That is why it says advertising business is evolving and succeeding, and a copy gives a good return to the advertiser. And elements of the advertisement copy, it says there should be headline, then there will be a subhead, body copy, captions will be there, then bulb of balloon, box panels, slogans, logo types and signature. Now, what are the essentials of a good advertisement copy? If you want to call it as a very good advertisement copy, the essential features is, first and foremost, you should have attention value. You should create an attention towards that particular advertisement or the product. Then it should have the interest value. People should see that advertisement only when they have the interest, so it should create interest value. Then you should have the suggestive value. You should suggest the consumer that this very good product, you can buy it. Then reception value, that is educational value. Then sentimental value, you should not harm the consumers through advertisement. Then educative and creative value. Now coming to the layout, it says layout is primarily concerned with finishing work of an advertising copy, and here we can see it displays the aesthetic of a copy and presents it for assessment as well as for acceptability. Then first and foremost, it says under that we have the shape of a layout, then the size and location of the illustration of the pictures, then the type, style, size, space and mass which has to be occupied in that particular layout, then what if there is any border style to be put, then the width and the margins of the white space, then any additional direction that should help the printer to execute the plan of the designer, and color combination, that is in form of type, border and illustration. Coming to the functions of advertisement layout, assembling different parts, then opportunity of modification, specification of cost, then brings together copywriter and art director and guide to the copy specialist. Importance of layout, it says it enables advertiser to see in advance before printing what exact the picture of advertisement would be like. Then secondly, it gives the printer a guide on what to do. Thirdly, it says it provides to the printer in advance picture of complete work and how it will look like when to be printed. Then it eliminates arguments and misunderstandings between the advertiser and the printer in the areas of marginal notation. Then it gives a concrete proposal for the agency so that to make a bold presentation regarding to the clients. Then it gives advertiser or the client an opportunity to examine what an agency has submitted for approval, and careful preparation must be done in order to take the task of decision making easier. Now coming to that's all about advertisement, students. Now coming to the publicity, this is also a means of mass communication. It is not paid form of mass communication, and that involves getting favorable response by the buyers by placing commercial significant news in the mass media. Now publicity is not paid for by organization. So publicity comes from the reporters, columnists and journalists, and it can be considered as part of public relation. The definition given by two persons, William J. Stanton and Philip Kotler. Now William J. Stanton defines publicity as it is any promotional communication regarding an organization or its products where the message is not paid for by the organization benefiting from it. Whereas Philip Kotler, he says non-personal stimulation of demand for a product or service or a business unit by placing a significant or commercial important news about it in the public medium or obtaining favorable presentation upon radio or television stage, and it is not being paid by the sponsorer. Now what are the characteristics of publicity? First is the meaning of publicity, then it is a non-paid form, no one is paying for it, then it comes in various medias, then it has some objectives, that is to reach the customers, then control of producer, high degree of reliability, because a lot of people, public will rely on this particular news because they think it is a reliable one and they will believe it. Part of public relation is a part of public relation. Then the cost effect, and the reputation. Importance of publicity. Objectives of publicities, under that it says building corporate image, economy, assisting middleman and salesman, information, high credibility, then removing a misunderstanding on brand, bad image, building interest or product categories and net worthiness information. Now coming to the social and economic aspects of advertising, let's understand first what are the economic roles of advertising. It means it says the value of the products, it has a value for the products. So it fetches value for the products, it has an effect on the prices depending upon the demand and supply, then effect of consumer demand and choices, and effect on business cycle. Now whereas coming to the social role of advertising, it says deception in advertising, then the subliminal advertising, effect on a value system and offensiveness. Now coming to the next important topic, students, it is about event management. So I explained to you there in concept class about what is the event. So the abbreviation of event, E stands for entertainment, V stands for venue, N stands for news, and T stands for team, and S stands for strategy. So entertainment means events which can be including like with fun, games and information. Venue, that is place of conducting of event successfully, and E stands for equipment, that is technical and non-technical equipment used to run the show successful. News, it is all about new product, movie, activity or offer. Then team involves, event involves integrated effort of individuals, and strategy where it is like financial, marketing, technical and human resource strategies which has to be undertaken in the event. Now events can be include the following aspects: an observable occurrence, it can be observed by everyone, then it is a phenomena or an extraordinary occurrence or a type of gathering of the people. Then it can be a ceremony like marriages, weddings, birthday parties, anniversaries. Then a competition to be sports events or any other events related to that sports or any competitions. Then a convention, it can be a meeting and is also known as a conference. Then festivals, a musical event or a concert, right? Then happening that attracts coverage by mass media. Now events also includes a party, that is including internal business function or staff parties, then a sporting event, and it can be a corporate or business function. A profit driven event means to raise awareness of a company's brand or products or services. Now definition, according to Philip Kotler, it says the events means it defines as an occurrence designed in order to communicate particular messages to the target audience or the target people. What are the implication of this event? It can be an observable occurrence, as I told you, it can easily be watched or seen. It can be designed in order to achieve certain goals. Then it can also be termed as experimental marketing. Then it is objective oriented, and it also provides avenues for effective interaction. Categories of events, we have different categories. Political events, where we see victory speech by the Barack Obama, right, like this. Then religious events, Joyce Meyer programs, which is enjoying everyday life. Social events, weddings, anniversaries, death, communions. Then entertainment events, see cinema awards or any other awards, film awards. Then awareness events, go green events, being human. And craft creativity events hosted by Chitrakala Parishad, Bangalore. And also we have sports events, World Cup, cricket, football, hockey, educative sports and educative events, Freshers Day celebration college, celebration of CA Day, celebration of Engineers Day, all this, Nurse Day, Doctors Day. Then corporate events, international events and promotional events. Now which are the companies which is that is planning to, or the companies which is conducting this event management, such as we have Eventus Management companies which is taking up this particular event management. Then Unireport Events, Scorpio Event Management Private Limited, Hamke Event Limited and Dreams Merchants. Now coming to the characteristics of events, it says events offer once in a life experience, as the event entails a unique experience. Then events are aimed at fulfilling of certain aims and objectives. Then as compared to projects, events generally have a shorter span as a specific occurrence designed to meet certain objectives. Events involve a substantial and huge requirement of funds and management of the scarce resource. Then it requires judicious planning of activities, people and other resources. Undoubtedly, events involve facing of an environment of risk and uncertainties, and events involve the important managerial functions such as planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, budgeting, forecasting and direction, reporting. Why you need this event management? It says for mitigation, preparedness towards the criticalities in the event of criticalities, or then in the event of early response for disaster, preventing further damages and recovery programs. Then we have 5 C's of events. Under this, it says activities that are required for marketing and managing the events. The steps needed to be followed for successful accomplishment of objective through events are known as 5 C's of events. And it involves conceptualization of the creative idea and ambience. Then costing involves calculation of the cost of production and safety margins. Then canvassing of sponsors, customers and networking components. Then customization of the event according to brand personalities, budgets. Carrying out involves execution of the events according to the final concepts. Now, the last important topic under this particular event management, is principles of event management. It says under principles we have event objectives, then second is budget planning, know your target audience, timeless, venue selection, manage suppliers, marketing communication, thinking sustainably, then managing risk and backup plan. So, these are all about the principles of event management. Students, that ends the about the advertisements, publicity and event management. Now, coming to the next unit, that is the 5th unit, that is retail marketing. Retail means breaking the bulk. Breaking the bulk means he buys the retailer buys the goods in a whole large quantity from the wholesaler and he breaks them into small quantities or lot. That is what we call that retail. So, the importance of retail says the retailer is an intermediary or agent between in the marketing channel consume. Then he maintains contact with both the consumers and the producers. Then retail sells their products to the ultimate consumers, and also these are some of the general services which is being done by the retailer. He acts as a consumer agent. Then he performs the service of bulk breaking. Then he offers large assortment of merchandise, that is domestic utensils, household and specialty goods. Then he creates time and place utility to the consumers, and he also assumes risk on part of the manufacturer. Then he also offers free delivery of goods to home, credit of open accounts, free alteration, liberal exchange policies, facilities, etc. Then he helps in promotional activities. Then the level of retail sales is one of the most useful barometers of the nation's economic health. And it also adds a convenience on ease consumer purchasing, that is convenient shopping, location, market information, etc. Now, coming to the classification of retail format, it says we can see non-store based retailing, store based retailing and service retailing. Under non-store based retailing, we have direct selling, email order, telemarketing, website, e-commerce, automated vending, kiosks. Then under store based retailing, we have two types, that is merchandise offer and form of ownership. Under merchandise offer, we have convenience stores, supermarkets, hypermarkets, discount stores, specialty stores, departmental stores. Then we have off-price retailers, factory outlet and catalog showroom. Form of ownership, independent, chain, then franchisee, lease department, consumers, cooperative societies, consumer cooperatives. Now, coming to the service retailing, under that we have service providers like telecommunication, banking, electricity, finance, etc. Banks, insurance, car rental and service contracts. So, these are all classification of retail format. Now, last unit, that is unit 6, related to marketing research. So, definition of research says research always starts with a question to which we seek an answer, and using a scientific methods. So, we define the question as a problem, and research, it says, it is often described as active, diligent and systematic process of inquiry which is aimed at discovering, finding out, then interpreting means reporting and revising what are the facts. And the word research is derived from the French word language, literally means to investigate thoroughly. Research can be classified into two broad categories. One is basic research and applied research. What is basic research? It is a research which is called fundamental or the pure research. As the name itself refers, basic research is a basic nature which is not carried out for response to a problem, but it is more educative towards understanding the fundamental concepts and the aim at expanding the knowledge of the base of an individual or an organization. It does not have any kind of commercial potential. But whereas applied research, on the other hand, is carried out in order to seek alternative solution for a problem at hand, which is there at hand. At hand means at that time. Applied research is done in order to solve the specific practical problems or questions. It is primarily aim is not to gain knowledge here, but it specifies possible outcomes of each of the alternatives, and it has a commercial implication. So, that is the difference between applied and that is basic research. Now, applied research can also be further divided into problem solving research and problem oriented research. Problem solving research, it involves research oriented towards a crucial problem facing the organization, which can be a specific issue. how do we improve the communication skills of our employees? That is the example for this problem solving research. And whereas the research is oriented towards a crucial problem facing the organization, like how to improve the production yield from machine X using modern techniques. Now coming to the definition part of this research, Kotler in 1999 defines marketing research as a systematic problem analysis, model building and fact finding for the purpose of improved decision making and also to have a control over the marketing of goods and services. And Marketing Association, American Marketing Association, they defined this marketing research as in 1961, it is systematic gathering, recording and analyzing of data related to the marketing of goods and services. And the marketing research process, the marketing research reduces the uncertainty in the decision making process and increase probability and magnitude of success if conducted in systematic way, analytically as well as in an objective manner. So, defining the research problem, defining or determining the research design, identify data type source, design data collection forms, determining sample design and collection of data, and analyze and interpret of the data and prepare the research report. Then the research process, under this we have defined the research problem, then determine the research design, identify the data and types of sources, design collection forms, observational methods, under that survey methods we have, then determining sampling design and size, then collection of data, analyzing and interpreting the data, preparation of research report, etc. Now coming to the last topic, that is related to the market research in small and non-profit organization. So in small and non-profit organization also the market research can be undertaken, but they critically they say that it is only useful and it is only very much feasible for the bigger institutions, because lot of money is required for this research work, but still in small business and non-profit organizations it is also useful, and even there the market research can be undertaken according to their budget. So students, this is all about the revision of your principles of marketing, the chapters, that is 3, 4, 5 and 6. So totally I have completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the 6 chapter, the whole syllabus revision part I have explained to you in this particular session, in the 2 sessions 1 and 2. So that completes the revision part for this particular syllabus and the subject principles of marketing. So wish you all the best. Take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.